Hello and welcome to Inventor 2013. For this tutorial we're going to go over the basics of designing a wheel for your Sumo bot in Inventor. First thing, we need to open a new file. We come to our quick launch and we've got several choices here. This is a bit different than the previous versions, but we're going to do standard IPT. Double click on that, it will open up, and that's going to bring us by default to just a blank 3D space. Now, nothing there yet, but we need to start a sketch because we can't have a wheel without a drawing. So we're going to go create 2D sketch. Now remember, this wheel is going to go onto the CNC machine, so we need to take careful consideration of what our axes are. So we need to remember the machine cuts an X and Y and then has Z as depth. So if we have to make sure that we're not drawing on, say, this plane where our X is our depth. So we'll pick this one, the front plane, where X and Y are proper and Z is our depth. There we go. Now we're in the sketch mode. This is our 0, 0 point, and for drawing a wheel we can keep that as 0, 0 because we can set the CNC machine there later. I'm going to pick circle, and I'm going to make my circle here. Now depending on your robot, we're going to have different sizes. So let's use general dimension and dimension this. You should be measuring your robot, which is already finished, to figure out how big this wheel needs to be. In my case, I'm going to make a 2-inch wheel. This might not be ideal for you. So there's my 2-inch wheel. This sketch is finished. So let's finish the sketch, and we're going to extrude it. So I've got my extrude command up here. Click on that, and automatically it selects the data. Now currently, if we extrude this direction, 0 would be on the bottom. If we extrude this direction, 0 would be on top. You need to remember this for when we go over to the CNC machine. For now I'm going to keep 0 on the bottom. It makes it easier to not cut into the table. So we've got that set. Most of our wheels are going to be made out of plastic, and that plastic is 400thou of an inch. So 0.400. Once I've got this the way I like it, I can hit the check mark. So there's the start of our basic wheel. The next step on the wheel is to make a pattern. So I'm going to go back to my 2D sketch, click on the front of the wheel, and it's going to pivot into place. Now we can get as fancy as we want with this, but let's zoom in a bit and draw a mag on the wheel. So I'm going to keep mine simple. Make sure I leave some space with a bit of a hub in the middle and some space on top for the tire. There's the first part of my shape. We'll grab the arc, and there's half my shape. I'm just going to draw a line up the middle, like so, and I'm going to use the mirror command to mirror my geometry over. That way I know it's nice and even. So I've selected my geometry, my line. Now I'm going to hit apply. There we go, done. I don't need that in the middle anymore. So I've got some simple geometry. I could go ahead and dimension it, but for the case of doing a wheel, it's not necessary. So finish sketch. Now what I'm going to do is extrude that geometry I drew. I clicked extrude. Now I'm going to mouse over it so it's gray and select it. Now I don't want this to come out of the wheel, so I'm going to change it to go cut inside, and I'm going to make sure that cut is selected. Now 0.400 will go all the way through. If you would like to go all the way through, that's fine. If not, we need to change that value. So let's go halfway through. 200. There we go. When we're finished, we hit check, and you can see we've got the geometry there. Okay, so next step, there's not much of a mag with the one little piece there, so we're going to do a circular pattern. Come up here, and I select circular pattern. I'm going to select my feature, then I select rotation axis from the panel here, and click on the outside. Now I could go 6, I could go 5, 4, whatever you like. I think 5 looks good for this assignment. So we'll go 5 and OK. And there's the start of my mag. Now we could go in and we could add some more detail to this. So say let's go create 2D sketch again. Sketch on the inside this time. And I'm going to add some more geometry. You can get as complicated as you would like with this. It's completely up to you. So let's say there's some new geometry. And we're going to mirror this. So again, I select the lines I want to mirror. My mirror line. And apply. And I'm going to delete that mirror line. Finish sketch again. This time I'm going to cut all the way through with the geometry, so we'll go extrude. Pick that. Change my directions. Make sure cut is selected. And 200 will go all the way through. So I click OK. And now you can see I've got that component going all the way through my wheel. Again, circular pattern. Rotation is going to be that outside. Like so, and like before, we're going to go 5 just to keep it symmetrical. I click OK, and now my wheel's going all the way through. The next step that we need to do is create an axle hole, and to do that, we're going to do a sketch again, and just make a point in the middle, like so. Finish sketch, and we're going to use the hole command. Hole will automatically select it, and I'm going to set this to 1/16. We won't be cutting this hole on the CNC, we'll be drilling it later on a lathe. So we've got to set to through all, and we can hit OK. There's our wheel. Now for when this wheel goes into GibbsCam, we need to export it as an SAT file. So I'm going to go to the I for inventor there, export, CAD format, let that load up, and we're going to select SAT. Call this wheel, and save. That file is now ready to go into GibbsCam. Just to be safe, I'm going to save this one more time, and remember, we're saving to your data drive, not your desktop, or save to your flash drive. So let's go Sumo Wheel. There we go, and save again as an IPT so we have a backup. There, that's all done. That wheel is ready for GibbsCam.